Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going back to the Caribbean and I'm going to be talking about and reviewing the island of Jamaica. I went to Montego Bay for my birthday. It was the first time visiting the island and I'm going to share my review of Bahia Principe Grand Jamaica Resort. Let's begin. I want to talk about the entry requirements for Jamaica. You are going to need a passport if you are a U.S. citizen. Make sure that the validity is 6 months or more. There are travel packages that you can get for purchase on cheapcaribbean.com. You can go through a travel agent or you can do it yourself. When I went, I don't use travel agents. I plan all of my trips myself. I actually went through the island of Jamaica. I stopped at Montego Bay. I also went to Kingston and Ocho Rios. In today's video, I'm strictly talking about the resort because I want you guys, first timers, to kind of get an idea ahead of time so that when you go to Jamaica, hopefully you will have a positive experience. So again, look at Cheap Caribbean and see if you can spot any deals. A couple of questions that come up when people are searching all-inclusives are what things are at a resort and why choose an all-inclusive resort for vacation. With all-inclusive resorts, everything for the most part is included. And if you get your travel deal package to include flights, all you would need to do is show up to the resort and you're ready to begin your vacation. This includes accommodation, food, non-motorized sports, you have activities. The allure is that it's a one-stop shop. Once you're there, your vacation begins as soon as you set foot off the van or your transportation, like paradise awaits. Let's go ahead and talk about the airport. Sangster International Airport is where most travelers are going to be flying into for Montego Bay. Now, the resort is in Runaway Bay. I will explain the distance from the airport to the resort in a little bit. I'm going to quickly go over travel advisories. Jamaica is currently at a level 3. You are going to hear me say quite frequently that I don't pay attention to travel advisories. Jamaica has been level 3 for some time now, actually a few years. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I've been to some countries that have a level 4. In my previous video, I mentioned how a lot of black and brown countries are given the level 3 advisory. While it's essential to stay informed about travel advisories, I would say take them with a grain of salt. However, you are going to want to take some precautions if this is your first time traveling to Jamaica. Travelers who come to my channel, you're taking proper precautions, you're planning, you're watching my videos. I'm going to give you the real deal, the scoop, the truth about Jamaica so that you can have a safe and enjoyable vacation. While we're at it, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of my future travel tips. You're also going to want to look into Club Mobay VIP. This service is going to allow you to skip the lines in customs and immigration. You can opt to get the departure and arrival package. For me, I just selected departure. For arrivals, it seems like it was a little extra time that was unnecessary. Like you'll go to the lounge after you arrive at the airport. Yes, you get to skip customs, but then you're in a lounge while they have to round up all of the other travelers. And then you get on the shuttle and then you go another 45 minutes to an hour just to get to your resort. For me, I didn't really think that was worth it. So I just got it one way for departing Jamaica. The Club Mobay Lounge has Wi-Fi. There's comfortable seating. You're going to be able to get a lot of snacks from the buffet. You can order the hot food that they have there. It's a full bar. You have to try the rum punch. When I was there, I was sad because I was leaving Jamaica, so I opted to try their grilled cheese, basically all the vegetarian delights that they had. So I tried the grilled cheese. I believe I had some type of pasta salad. I wanted to get their veggie patties, but they were out. I had the rum punch. Depending on the time of day, the options might differ. You know, if you're there in the morning, I'm sure they have lots of breakfast items, cereal, that type of thing for you to get. But there's also good Wi-Fi. There's showers if you feel the need to use it. And of course, you can see all of the flight information so that you can get to your gate on time. Make sure you tip your server, the employees that are there. Club Mobay is a great service. I highly recommend it. I do believe that they accept Priority Pass as of 2024, When I booked mine, it was through Get Your Guide. You can go through Get Your Guide, Viator. You can select the departure and arrival package, one of the two, whichever you prefer. Now, how to get to Bahia Principe from the airport. I did this in an interesting way. I told you I went to Montego Bay first. So I was staying in a hostel, Mobay. I'll talk about that in a future video because today I'm just focusing on the resort. I wanted to get a layout of an idea of how Montego Bay was. I needed to switch to Jamaican dollars. I wanted to eat some food, go to Tasty Patty, and just kind of walk around because once you're at the resort, like you're locked down. I mean, you can leave. I actually ended up leaving. I went to the hostel for a night and I was in downtown. I was in Montego Bay. I ate at the restaurants. The next morning, it was time for me to go to the resort. So I had booked online one-way transportation to get to Bahia Principe from the airport. So in the morning, I checked out of the hostel. I took a taxi back to the airport and then I just waited for them. This is where the level of patience is going to need to come in. Just how you're waiting for Club Mobay to round up everybody. Well, you have to wait for everybody to land who is going to be taking that transfer to get to the resort. Then everybody has to load up. They have to get their luggage. Me, I just have a backpack, so I'm just like twiddling my thumbs. Thankfully, I had already eaten in the morning. I went and got some porridge at the restaurant, and I was full. I see a lot of passengers coming out of the airport. They were looking a little hot. They were tired, irate, which is surprising because I thought they would have been able to snack on some food in Club Mobay Lounge. But nonetheless, we all got into the van and maybe it was 10, 12 passenger. We were chatting it up, keying, and off we go to the resort until the van broke down. And we were just on the side of the road in Jamaica trying to get to the resort. I had already had a night's sleep because I was in the hostel the night before. But those other travelers, they had just touched down and they were trying to get to the resort just to see some sun and sand. The tire had busted out, so we were waiting. We were actually waving at other vans of passengers who were going to their resorts. We're like, can y'all help us? Some drivers was like, we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. We got to take these people. You just start to get annoyed. I really felt for those travelers who had just arrived in the country because they were hungry, tired. All they had was snacks if they had brought them from home. Me, I'm like, I want to be in a resort, waking up in a resort for my birthday, which was going to be the next day. So I was good to go. Finally, maybe about an hour we were out on the side of the road, someone came, they swapped out the tires, and then we continued on and made it to the resort. I think if you arrange your transportation through the resort, you probably aren't going to have that problem. Me, I'm budget friendly, so I was looking at a cheaper transfer option. I did get to the resort, but I probably would have been able to get there faster had I not selected that budget option. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you've been to Bahia Principe Grand in Jamaica and if your transfer broke down. Or is this me? Is it just me? Upon arrival at the resort, I was struck by the tropical landscapes. Like the grounds are so beautiful and the staff was welcoming. I did have to kind of be a little pushy with my treatment as a birthday girl, birthday lady. When you arrive to the resort, you are going to want to check in. Since this was a birthday trip, I made it a point to explain to the staff that it's my birthday. Whatever y'all can do to make that enjoyable, please do. Bahia Principe has two sides. There's the luxury side and then there's the family side. The family side was cheaper, around $300 a night. So that's where I was for a couple of nights before I ventured out to Kingston. I was telling them, hey, you guys, I want to have a nice room because the way the resort is set out, a lot of reviews, if you go on YouTube, are going to be that this resort is raggedy, is run down, but it depends on the building that they will put you in. There's a lot of local Jamaicans who come there, so that was nice to see. Now they did miss out on my welcome drink, so when I got to the front, finally, I was like, y'all didn't greet me with a welcome drink. It's my birthday, and da 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 da. I try not to be too Karen-y, but it's my birthday. Once a year you have a birthday. You're to be treated as a queen behavior. So I was like, I want to have a good restaurant. I need a welcome drink. They obliged. Also, I'm going to keep saying this. You need to be aware of the tipping culture when you're at resorts. It's similar to the cruise. You want to give them, a few bucks for the services that they are providing you, whether it's the person behind the check-in desk, the people taking in your bags. I only had a backpack, so I brought my stuff in myself. Also, when you are checking in, don't forget to ask for a map, ask for a resort tour, because it's really going to help you learn where to go, where everything is. It's a lot of walking, like these grounds are huge. There's different buildings, and it can be confusing when you are trying to get from your room to the fitness center or to the pools. There's a nude beach. We don't hit that up. That's where I spent most of my time. So get a map so that you can understand where you need to go. They finally got me sorted out, and instead of going straight to my room, I went to the reservation counter for the restaurants. If you are at a very good resort, you probably want to get your restaurant reservation down immediately. These restaurants fill up quickly because they are so popular and have the best food. Since it was my birthday, I was just one person traveling solo. I thought I was going to be able to get into the better restaurant, which ended up not working out, but I'll talk about restaurant food and reviews in the food section. Okay, so I went, made my reservation, and then I went to the room. As far as the room tour, I had selected the junior suite. I had a garden view with a balcony, and the room was clean. It was decorated with the door. They put a birthday sash on the outside of it. It was nice walking up and down the building that I was in, and I could spot everybody who had the birthday sash. I was like, okay, birthday, B-Day, B-Day. December. They also gave me a bottle of champagne. I think it was some type of candy or chocolates. So that was a nice touch from the staff. I don't know if they would have done this had I not reminded them or flat out told them when I checked in. My room did not have mold. The water was hot. Like the toilet worked. I've heard some frightening stories of rooms on the family side. Now, the luxury side, it's better service. You're probably going to have a butler. The rooms are bigger. It's nicer. Jacuzzi. I mean, I had a jacuzzi in mine too. You pay for what you get. Like, that was the room tour. Just be patient with my pictures. I'm trying my best to show you guys the experience, but sometimes there's no video. Sometimes my phone, I just had some issues. Listen to me as I try to paint a picture of what this room looked like. Again, what things are at a resort? Well, it depends on what you are interested in. There is a schedule by the pool. It's a daily schedule, so you can see all the activities that are going to be offered. It gives you what's going on throughout the day and even night activities. There's various pools. You can also go to the neighboring luxury side. I like that side because it was not as rowdy. It didn't have as much loud music by the pool, so you can get more of a quiet, chill vibe. Other activities include limbo, there's beach yoga, which I think is the best thing ever. There's the non-motorized activities like paddle boarding, volleyball, if you want to go out on a kayak. Those are going to be included in your resort package that you already paid for. Jet skis or go to the spa and get a massage, those are going to be extra cost. Most importantly, there is a nude beach. For those who are interested, the resort offers a clothing-free beach. It's like west. If you go all the way west, you're going to see the small beach where clothing is optional. At this type of beach, you really just want to follow the rules. I was there with mostly Europeans, so they already knew the drill. If you are there because it is clothing free, take your clothes, remove your clothes, okay? You're not just going to be sitting up there in a full swimsuit while everybody else is nude. Like, that's not how it works. There is a security guard who walks back and forth. You can talk to them. He was asking for my WhatsApp later. I will talk about the Jamaican men. At the nude beach, you just want to look at the people around you and follow suit. If you are not comfortable being nude, then maybe this is not the place for you. It is very quiet there. Most people are reading, they're sunbathing. It was one of my favorite places. I went there each day. In the evening, the staff might put on a show. There's going to be dancing. I was not present for the night. I met some people and I went out to Ocho Rios. I told y'all it was my first time. I was like, I'm gonna see Jamaica, and I came back much later. But this ain't about me, it's about your trip. All right. So if you're staying on the resort, these are the things and activities that you can get into. When I'm going through countries, I like to see multiple destinations. I don't know when I'm going to be able to return. So I left the resort. I went to Kingston. I went to Ocho Rios. But I'm going to say if it's your first time, just stay on the resort. There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself for however many days you choose to be there for your vacation. Stay on the resort. If you are traveling to Jamaica for the first time as a solo female traveler, I'm going to advise that you stay at the resort the whole time. Do not leave the resort and go to other cities like Ocho Rios or Kingston. If you are comfortable going out at night on the resort, I believe that is fine. You want to stick to the lit areas and stay away from secluded situations. What do I mean? Of course, for you to get back to your resort room, you're going to have to be walking down those long hallways. It can be so creepy when you are just walking by yourself. But just keep your head on a swivel, and I think you're going to be fine. Other situations are going to be if the resort staff is hitting on you. You are going to get a lot of cat calls. This is very common for the men in the culture to do that, even at the resort. That's just how it is in Jamaica. And basically keep a low profile, because you are being watched by others. It's just what it is. You're walking around in scantily clad wear, you in a swimsuit, you are beautiful, you're probably going to be attracting attention. And if you are staying where a man is going to come up to you where no one else is seeing, of course he's going to make some advances that are unwanted. And what you can do in this situation, you can get loud, you can push back. If he is trying to touch you, that is another thing, and it's completely inappropriate because that's harassment. If that happens, you might want to alert the front desk. I've heard that in Jamaica, they are going to do nothing with the perpetrator. In fact, I just saw something on TikTok happen where a Black woman, she was harassed and Jamaica did nothing. So she ended up posting the picture of the employee. If they're coming up to you, they're catcalling, being belligerent, they're demanding that you give them your phone so they can get your WhatsApp and all of this. It can be kind of unsettling. Usually I say something along the lines like, hey, you need to back off, you being disrespectful. And if you embarrass them kind of like that, then they're kind of like, oh, hey, I'm gonna F around and find out. But if you don't really establish that from the jump, they're gonna keep going on. Like, I did not have anybody harass me in Jamaica, and I went to all of those different cities. I don't want to put any negative thoughts about the country, and I can't speak for the woman's experience on TikTok. I'm saying for me, this did not happen. I was talking to the security guards like I was nude, okay? I think it's just a matter of respect. Of course, if they're going to see a beautiful Black woman, they are going to approach you. However, it's when they start getting in your personal space, when they think that they have the audacity to touch you, and some have been known to whip themselves out. That is out of order. And you just need to speak up for yourself, for your safety and for anyone else. Like, I have no problem making a scene. And this is for any woman, not just if you're Black. Again, I can only talk about my experience. The staff was friendly. They hooked me up with vegetarian food when I was kind of unpleased with the buffet options. They talked to me while I was of course they're going to talk to you when you're at the nude beach, but I was the only Black woman there, dude. So it was like 5 of us at the nude beach. It was such a vibe. Very relaxing. The staff was warm and friendly. They helped me throughout my stay. It was a short stay, maybe a couple days, because I ventured out to Kingston. Some women have known to lie. You don't want to disclose that you are alone. If you are being watched, you could just be like, oh, my man's back in the room. If they're following you to your room, again, if you keep your head on your swivel, they should not know where your room is. They should not know what building you're in. For these employees, at the end of their day, they should be checking out, going home, not pushing up, trying to get into your room. And none of that has happened at Bahia Principe. Like, that brand is known for their safety, their security. When I left the resort and went out with the people, they were checking my name out. They were like, ma'am, are you sure that you want to do this? I think that you should stay on the resort. I went out anyway. I came back. They checked me back in. Like, they keep the grounds very secure. I am sorry that that happened to her and hope that that does not happen to any of you, but just keep some precautions and be ready to deal with the aggression. There were meat-free options at the restaurants. Let me give you a list of the ones that they had there. Of course, they don't compare to the restaurants in Jamaica in the city. Like Tasty Patty, those veggie patties are so delightful. Like the fast food places, that's outside. And I got a quick taste of it before I went to the resort. And at the resort, I was so sad because I was like, y'all, this food ain't it. I want to get back to the city. At Bahia Principe Grand, they have the Mikado Japanese restaurant. It was all right. That was the restaurant I was able to get in. And they gave me a birthday meal. It was all right. It's just a little Japanese food. The buffet was okay. There's also doce vita. There's beach jerk. For you carnivores, you're probably going to find more options there. I ate a lot of, breakfast food. They do offer room service. It's all inclusive. The buffets, it's going to be a lot of peas and rice, some veggies. Here they gave me some plantain, and it was okay. I think if you're on the luxury side, maybe the food is better there, but I've never been a fan of resort food, y'all. It's usually more tailored to the American European palate, which is not black and brown folks, you know what I mean? I would go directly to the staff and ask if they could ask. First of all, I was like, well, what do y'all eat? And they're like, we don't eat this stuff. They have their separate building where they eat, and it seems like the chefs hook up the meals for them. I was like, I want y'all's Jamaican food. Like, don't give me this watered down stuff. Typical Jamaican food, of course, is going to be rice and peas, plantain, ackee. You can get, maybe they have veggie patties. When I was there, I did not see any veggie patties, but it's possible. It's resort food. Like if you were on a cruise, pizza, fries, hamburgers, pasta with tomato sauce. Like, what is this, right? Well, that concludes my solo travel experience at the Bahia Principe Grand in Runaway Bay, Jamaica. I hope that these tips are going to help you make the decision to visit Jamaica. Don't let the media deter you. It's a beautiful island. The people are warm and friendly, and I would recommend you go there. It is similar to when I went to East Africa, just being in an environment of Black people. Like, it just does something to you. Nothing beats that chill Caribbean vibe. But if you are still wary and you're like, girl, you a little too adventurous, you are looking to travel but just want to stay in the US for now, go ahead and click on this video and you can get more information on how to explore our nation's capital. Thanks again for watching, and I'm going to see you next week.